What's going on? My name's Clark Beckham, and we are back with another season of American Idol. I'm going to be giving you all my opinions, recaps, reaction. Let's do it. Right at the top of the show, we got a guy named Benson Boone. He looks very excited, very personable, got a big personality. They show some videos of him doing some funny stuff. He's going to be dangerous for that reason as far as producers go. That's what I'm thinking right at the top. What I mean by that is producers are going to want to keep him around for as long as possible. Just because he's entertaining, he's going to give them what they want in the interview sections and the B-roll, and I think he's going to work well with people. He's going to be kind of the Louis Knight, perhaps. These are the things I'm thinking before he even starts to sing. I like the guy. I don't think he comes across as fake or kind of putting it on. I think he's 100% genuine. At least that's what it appears from my perspective, and I'm rooting for him. Then he starts to sing. He sits down at the piano, starts to sing. I'm like, ooh, this guy's great. I mean, he's everything that's needed. He's playing the chords. He's singing really well. The note selection is really great. At this point of the show, I can't quite tell if they're tuning him or not. The only thing that makes me think they might be tuning him is because his pitch is perfect. Little traits of tuning a vocal, I can't hear those. He's singing directly into a mic, so they have the capability, but I don't know. I'm going to say I don't think they are, even though his pitch is perfect. But even if they are helping him a little bit, that doesn't affect the notes that he chooses. And he chooses some really nice notes, especially here.
If you'll never hear when it hurts, 'cause I'm a joke.
That got me. That's good stuff. I'm a fan. His control, pitch, power, dynamics, knowing how to put it in a package and make a little audition, a little 90-second performance. Big thumbs up. Next, we have Alex Miller from Lancaster, Kentucky. It's not Lancaster. It looks like Lancaster. It's not Lancaster. If you're from the area, it's Lancaster. Country boy. Self-proclaimed country boy. It's like Ted Cruz and Merle Haggard had a child. I like him. I think he's very entertaining. I think he's super experienced. Has a lot of charisma. You could tell from the pictures they showed on the show. He's got the voice for that thing, that classic country sound. He's going to be really entertaining on Hollywood Week with group rounds, how he interacts with people. He's going to be fun to watch. I think he's not going to make it past group round. Typically, the guys that are very, very niche, like this old classic country, typically don't go very far. There's not a lot of room for them to grow in this competition. But they're great stories, they're great auditions, and they're great Hollywood Week entertainment, and usually a great group round contestant. I guarantee he's going to be in a group where they do a pop song and he tries to sing it country, dips his head like this, opens his eyebrows and sings all country to this country. I guarantee it's going to happen. And it'll work or it won't work, but I'm happy he made it. Jason Warrior. This is a good one. Great voice. Comes in and he mentions something about being on The Four, another reality singing competition show, and having some moment. So I looked into it. The video that I saw says Jason Warrior escorted by security or something like that. And I was like, geez. I watched the video. It wasn't like that. But if you want to cringe, watch the video. Basically what happened is he sang a song. Meghan Trainor said, "We already have a John Legend," and that made him very upset. He decided to have this stand where he's like, let me say something. He challenged Meghan Trainor, walked up to her, like away from the stage and straight up to the table. She stood up and he like grabbed her hand and was like, sometimes you hurt people with what you say. She was feeling extremely awkward. The crowd was starting to boo. It was very weird. He was trying to calm down the crowd, saying, no, it's not like that. When it very much was like that. He said, this isn't a moment. It's like, it's a moment. And then he said, but I still love you. And then he starts to sing a John Legend song that I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna lose you. And he actually nails it. Like he does a run at the end. I'm like, ooh, that was perfect.
Like I'm gonna lose you.
But anyway, it's very awkward, very, very cringy. And then afterward, his little exit interview, he said,
there's already a John Legend. I'm sorry, Megan, but I don't think John Legend is doing the things that I'm doing.
Kind of he's doing something better, or John Legend isn't on the same level, which in every aspect is wrong and is not the move. And then he said, this is my least favorite. I hate when people do this.
If I would have been treated a lot more fairly. I have a very great feeling that I could have won this show.
Oh my gosh, give me a break, bro. You win some and you lose some. And to get so mad about being compared to John Legend and then singing a John Legend song like John Legend, it's all a little weird. But that was the past, which brings us to our first Lionelism of the year. If you're too busy shouting at your past, you're going to trip over your future, which is great. He said, I thought I was all that in a bag of chips, and I was arrogant, and I shouldn't have done that. He apologized, so I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a new man. He's not into that. He saw that that was not the way to go, and he's new. He's also made the rounds. He's been on The Voice, he's been on The Four, of course, and now he's on American Idol. This is actually pretty common with a lot of contestants that make it to Hollywood Week and go through the process. When I was on the show, almost everyone in Hollywood Week, everyone I talked to had been on other shows before. I had been on America's Got Talent, kind of, for a second, and I'd auditioned for The Voice as well before being on Idol. So it's very common for a lot of these contestants to kind of run the mill of different shows. He's been pretty far on The Four and The Voice, and now he's here on Idol. One thing about him I'll say is a lot of tears on tears on tears through the whole process. I think he knows how to milk it for the cameras. I know he knows how to do that. He knows what the producers are looking for when the camera guy comes and says, how do you feel? He knows what to give them to make it on camera. It's a little performance-y to me. He seems like he's performing on and off the stage and kind of like he's a professional reality show singer competition guy. But let's say the most important thing, he's a massively good singer. He had full control of his voice in every aspect. There's a reason he does well on every show he goes on. Vocally, he's one of the better singers of the night, for sure. Arguably the best singer of the night. He does this really beautiful vocal thing where at the end of a phrase, he starts to close the vowel and then add a lot of vibrato to it.
Mother, mother, there's so many of you crying.
It's something that John Legend is really well known for, which I'm sure is a lot of what people hear when they refer to him as a John Legend prototype. But then he opens up in some big belting notes that are really full and big. His eyes are open the whole time. His face is very interactive with the camera and with whoever's in the room. So he did great. I mean, he sang well. Side note, the editing is really good on this episode. Annalee List. Whew! I found my favorite. She's my favorite by a lot. She talks about her diagnosis with Tourette's when she was very young and talks about James Durbin, who's a friend of mine and a wonderful, wonderful human being. Just a sweet, wonderful person. You meet him and within 5 minutes, you're trusting him with your life. Like he's just a sweet, genuine person. They have a connection. She starts to sing. I get excited the first guitar chord. It's like a major 7 chord, bar chord, way up on the neck. And I just like, oh, this is gonna be good. Then she starts to sing. Woo!
If you love me like you say you do.
Oh boy.
Why do I feel so blue?
Oh my God.
If you love me like you say
Oh,
you do. Why do I feel so blue?
Come on.
Oh, come and get me, baby, here. You're making it hard for me, yeah. 'Cause if you love me like you say you do, oh, why do I feel so blue?
Love it. Come on.
Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue?
She reminds me of a female Alan Stone.
Well, every day the deficit grows.
And also, I would bet the house that she is a big Yebba fan.
My mind, about to lose my.
Just the things that she was doing and the really rapid, really quick runs, just touching the note before going to the next one and rapid succession. Very, very Yeba. I guarantee Yeba's an influence for her. Her falsetto and her tone was crushing me. Her runs were great. Some of them I lost a little bit, and I think it's because they were so quick that sometimes someone does a run so quick, you don't really know how to digest it, how to take it in. I found myself there a couple times. Her pitch was perfect. One thing to note, when there's a boom stand, when they're not singing directly into a mic and there's a boom stand, especially if there's a guitar being played that the boom stand is also picking up, you can know for sure that there's no vocal tuning because the boom stand is picking up two audios. It's picking up the voice and it's picking up the guitar. So you can't take that audio file or that stem and tune this vocal without also messing with the pitch of the guitar. So we know that she was not tuned at all, which makes me think no one was because they're very fair in all aspects of the show. But her pitch was flawless. The vibrato, the soul, the feel, the style, the range, everything. The way she performed, the way that she kept her eyes open and then decided to close them sometimes. I was totally wrapped up in her performance. She's my favorite. Big fan. Danica Stakely and her dad. Her dad drove me nuts. Now I get it. It's his daughter. He loves her. He's so excited about her. He's heard her sing and he's like, she's the best. And, I get it. I get it. But he drove me nuts. It's like every question that was asked to her, he thought it was addressed to him. He answered everything. And then he was sour on the way out. Give me a break. As far as her performance, I think the judges were exactly right. Voice was a little shaky. They could beat the nerves. Pitch was on and off. She's just not ready. It was the right decision. Dad needs to chill out. DJ Johnson sang an original called Scars. Whew. This one got me. A very emotional moment on the season premiere. Shows like this will try to find those moments where they can connect the audience to the contestant. And so they love when emotion can come in and the audience can feel like they sympathize with the contestant. They feel close like that. This was the most natural, heartbreaking, heartwarming moment of the night. Maybe one of the most heartwarming moments that I've experienced on Idol in a very, very long time. DJ has 6 of 10 kids, and last year, her mother left them. She talked about how her mom told her she wasn't enough, she wasn't good enough. It's really hard to take something that the woman who birthed you is saying and throw it to the side like it's not true. And with her dad there, she sang the song. She started crying in the middle of the song. There wasn't an ounce of let me milk it for the cameras. Like you see sometimes. Crying on camera, this is a good thing. Let's let this sit. Let's really play to this and they're going to play to me. There wasn't any of that. It was so genuine. She tried to stop and would go back into tears again. It was so genuine that I think why it was so effective. I think we've all been there. I think we've all been in the moments where something hits us, whether a loved one dies or even a breakup or anything heartbreaking, and we cry and then we stop and then we think about something and we go right back into it. And that's what we were witnessing right there in real time with DJ. Really, really heartbreaking. What a song. What a moment. The judges were deeply moved. I cried. Everybody cried. She finishes the song with her dad there, comforting her. Oh my gosh, her dad was so sweet and kind. And the judges vote her through. Now, as far as her voice goes, her voice is fine. She's not great. She's not bad. I don't think she's going to make it very far. But I'm glad we had that story. And I'm glad she has this experience to boost her confidence, to tell her she is enough. I'm happy she went on the show and I'm happy she made it through. Nia Renee is next and she sings Chain of Fools. Hey.
I thought you were my man, but I found out, oh, you treated me cruel.
Ooh, wee. She's got a deep, old school voice about her. Most people say old school when someone sings an old song soulfully. They say old school. It's different than that. She's got like a round thickness to her voice. And even her runs aren't like sharp jabs. They're more like big gut punches. I mean, they're really unique. Something I haven't heard in a long time. She's great. Now, Lionel goes a little far and says she's the greatest soul singer ever on the show. I'm going to assume he meant while he's been on the show. Regardless, he's wrong. She wasn't the greatest soul singer of the day. I think Jason Warrior could take that. Anna Lee could take that. You take it to last season, just Sam would sing her under the table. Sanaya would, and Sophia would. There's a lot of singers that I would pick as far as just a soul singer. So I think he goes a little far when he said she's the greatest soul singer ever on the show. There's no way he's talking all the time because you got so many soul singers. Like Candace Glover, who I think is the greatest soul singer ever on the show. I think she's got that one. Fantasia, so surely he didn't mean of all time on the show. But regardless of what time frame he was applying to that giant statement, I think he's a little too far. She's great. I'm a fan. Greatest singer ever while he's been on, or even of the day. I don't know. I don't think so. She actually had quite a bit of pitch issues. She was pretty flat on the second half of her performance, but she was so relaxed and sounded so good. People kind of just let it go. You find yourself subconsciously forgiving her for those things, but it's something that's gonna need to be fixed. Claudia Conway, she sang Love on the Brain and then When We Were Young by Adele. Claudia is the daughter of Kellyanne Conway, who is the senior counselor to President Donald Trump during his 4 years as president. She has a long history with working with Trump back to 2001. This got a lot of buzz on the show. Kind of felt bad for Kellyanne Conway here as far as just being a mom there for her daughter. Kind of got a bad rap. Claudia kind of threw her under the bus. Now, I don't know their relationship. I know that politically, it's far more popular to be against anything relating to Donald Trump. And so I wonder if that played into, like, my mom's Kellyanne Conway, but please don't take it against me. I disagree with her too. Don't hate me kind of a thing. And I got a sense of that. Her mom actually said something I really liked. She said, winners are people willing to lose, which I'm so about. I love that. I think that's so true. It's funny. She's a great singer in some ways and not a great singer in other ways. As far as the subtleties and the style, holding the note, and I mean more like holding the note rather than holding it out. The way that she starts and ends phrases and notes, the vibrato and the way she shapes her vowels around the words, it's really nice. Her pitch was pretty all over the place. Katie stopped her midway and said, "You lost the song," or something like that. And I thought it was funny. Claudia immediately was like, "Yeah, I'm nervous. The shoes." Just went straight to the shoes, which when you're in that high pressure situation, you just met Katy Perry for the first time and she stops you in the middle of the song. And it's like, I feel like you lost the song. You can say anything. When I auditioned after my song, Jennifer Lopez was like, "You lost me in there somewhere." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm nervous, shortness of breath." And like, I did it too. It's such a hectic situation. Immediately she's like, "Yeah, the shoes and stuff." And Katie was like, "Take them off." And then she sang again. It was better. Still the same issues, I think. The pitch is kind of all over the place. It's not awful, but it's definitely an issue. And if she can get it in control, she could be a really wonderful singer. And I'm going to go on a limb to say she also knows how to milk it. She knows what to go for emotionally, and as far as story goes, she's doing it, but that's fine. More power to her. The naked guy, Mario something, comes in and he's like, "I don't want to be objectified. I want to be known as a singer." It's like, then why did you come in almost naked? Just a couple square inches away from indecent exposure. Grace Kinsler, she sang Midnight Train to Georgia, and then she sang Natural Woman. Grace is interesting. Another great story. I don't feel like she's milking it at all. I think it's totally genuine. All the emotion you get from her and her explaining her story of her dad passing away. Sad moment and a real moment. I really felt that. She starts to sing and has a massive voice.
He kept dreaming.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that someday he'd be a star. Yes, he did.
Nice.
But he sure found out the hard way.
Wow.
That dreams don't always come true. Oh, no. So he pawned all his hopes.
Wow.
I'd rather live in his world than live without him.
Oops.
In mine. Oh, baby, what you done to me? You make me feel so good inside, and I just wanna be close to you. You're making me feel so alive. You make me feel.
Oh my gosh.
You make me feel like a natural
Okay, piano.
woman.
really great. She's got all the tools. She's got a huge range, which is kind of obvious. It's kind of what she throws into the mix quite a bit. But what gets me the most is how she molds the vowels.
Looking up on the morning rain.
Nice.
And when I knew I had to face another day.
With throwing the tone and the resonance to the back of her throat, to the front, gets it nice and wide, just really shapes the vowels.
Oh, baby, what you done to me?
Like that line right there. Oh, that gets me so much more than a really giant high note. Her range is seemingly limitless. The only problem is she doesn't have the best control with it. She'll throw up these giant notes, but she's missing actually quite a bit of them. But they're so high, we find ourselves forgiving her as well because the note is so high and so impressive, and there's a bit of shock factor before we can sit and be like, wait a minute, was that note actually on? And a lot of the notes weren't. But overall, I think she has all of the tools. Her ceiling is sky high. I don't have confidence that she knows how to use those tools tastefully to put together a solid package. I'm afraid that those high notes are gonna be her default when she feels like she needs to impress. And I totally get that, because when you do a high note like that, everyone freaks out. You're being conditioned to throw that out when you need to impress, when you need to do well. And that's not really the way to do it. She needs to melt the crowd with the tone of her voice, the subtle runs that she can do. She can do big ones. I'm saying I would like them to be a little slower and more deliberate, and then pick the moment or two to go into the rafters and give him that really controlled focus, mountaintop part of her range to knock people out. That's what I would say to her if I was helping her. I hope she doesn't get too dependent on the giant part of her range, because she has so much more to give vocally. Good premiere, a lot of good singers. Like and comment, we can talk back and forth, share on any social platform you can. Also, I'm doing music lessons. I'm covering voice stuff, whether it's style or technique, instrumentation if you want to learn how to play guitar or piano, practical theory if you want to learn how to play and how to rearrange songs and how to write well with cool chords and a bigger depth to your musicality, songwriting, and career advice. Career advice is also going to be audition prep. If you want to audition for American Idol, for The Voice, for The Four, for your choir, for whatever, I can help you with that as well. You can email me at beckhamlessons@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.